Aiyuk and the 49ers finally get it done. They finally work it out. And I'd been saying, look, it makes it harder and harder to trade him. With each passing minute, you have less of a chance to get the guy ready to go for week one if he goes to a new team. I have been saying I feel like the 49ers at the right moment are going to go to the bottom line, and that's going to be it, and the deal's going to be done. I was getting a little wobbly on that because things were getting ugly this week, and we talked yesterday about how, in theory, Brandon Aiyuk could get the Terrell Owens treatment and suspended and fined and disciplined repeatedly for refusing to work, but ultimately they get it done. And it's a 4-year extension, $120 million total, $30 million per year. I'm told that the cash payout is $90 million over the first 3 years, an average of $30 million per year. And remember, the total average at signing is going to be different than $30 million because he was due to make 14.1 this year. So it's 14.1 plus 120, 134.1 divided by 5. You can do the math on your phone. It's not $30 million per year total average, but he is going to get $30 million a year for the first 3 years, which means if he plays at a high level, Charean, 3 years from now, he's going to be saying, this contract sucks. I need a new one.
Yeah, exactly right, Mike. And this one took so long to do. And just like CeeDee Lamb, they're signing, a few days before the season starts, a little over a week before the season starts. And I know deadline spur deals, but I really wish they would move up their deadline. I wish the deadline wasn't the start of the season, the end of the preseason, whatever it is this week. I wish the deadline was before training camp. Do what the Vikings did, which you're going to have to pay him anyway. Do what the Vikings did with Justin Jefferson. Do what these other teams, A.J. Brown, the Eagles got that done earlier. They were in training camp. And I just worry about these guys. How are they going to produce early, both CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Aiyuk? How are they going to play early? Because you only get in football shape by playing football. You can work out as hard as you want in the gym. You can go catch passes from some you or me throwing the ball to you, all those sorts of things. But unless you're on a football field practicing, you're not going to get in football shape. So what are these guys going to do early in the season? And they've got to be careful. They're probably going to be on pitch counts so that they don't get those soft tissue injuries. You got to protect those as well. But move up the deadline. That's the thing. You're going to end up paying them anyway. And the longer you wait, the more it costs.
Yeah, that's the same thing that we said about CeeDee Lamb and the Cowboys. And the difference here is, and I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but because Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, was so adamant on waiting, and there wasn't a lot of reporting about what was out there. And remember, early on, Jerry said, well, he just wants to see what happens with Justin Jefferson. Yeah, that's all the more reason to get the deal done before Justin Jefferson sets a new high watermark, because you put a number in front of him in March or April that is so much he can't say no to it. It doesn't matter what happens with Justin Jefferson. What matters is what happens with CeeDee Lamb. It was different with the 49ers because we were hearing dribs and drabs, and I've gotten some stuff that I trust completely about how this went down. They could have gotten Brandon Aiyuk at $27 million a year if they'd done it before the Amon-Ra St. Brown deal. Post Amon-Ra St. Brown, it was more like 28. There were 5 teams willing to pay Brandon Aiyuk $28 million per year in new money average before the draft. And the 49ers essentially dared Aiyuk to go find anyone that would pay him what he wants, what the 49ers wouldn't pay. He found 5 teams, and then the 49ers wouldn't trade him. See, the 49ers were never going to trade him, but they were using that possibility as a way to say no one else is going to pay you what you want. And he kept finding teams that would pay him what he wanted. And I thought there was a weird disconnect here, Charean, because the 49ers know him better than anyone. And you've got all these teams that don't know him that are willing to pay him more than the team that knows him better than anyone will pay. Something's missing here. And are all these teams wrong, or are the 49ers wrong? And eventually, because he's getting $30 million per year, the 49ers were wrong all along. And there's already some revisionist history that's being leaked by the 49ers, obviously, to both national and local reporters that, oh, we didn't move our offer at all since August 12th. His hold-in accomplished nothing, sir. It accomplished nothing. This is the same offer that was on the table on August 12th. That has 49ers fingerprints all over it. The bottom line is they could have had him for 27 and they blew it. They could have had him for 28 and they blew it. And if they were going to go to 30 all along, doesn't matter if it's August 12. He's already missed half a camp. Go to your bottom line and make it clear to the agent that the deadline is the first day of training camp. Period. The 49ers blew this. The 49ers are low-key dysfunctional in some aspects. For as good as they are, they do some things that make you say, is that how an elite franchise should operate? And this is one example of it. And the Trent Williams lingering holdout is another example of it.
Okay, you have a chance to win $1 million in the NBC sweepstakes on Yahoo Fantasy. Just download the redesigned Yahoo Fantasy app or go to NBCSports.com/fantasymillion for additional details. What are you waiting for?
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.